Kevin Porter Jr., AJ Green, Giannis, Usman Chang, and Miles Turner, your starting five for Milwaukee. AJ Green again, some scouting from that Bulls game last night.
Yeah, I mean that was a great chase right there. That's a tough block.
KPJ in the paint. That's a shot I think he would normally take. Giannis with 4 around him, doesn't matter.
His dunk, obviously, but that shot has to get taken because that's how the team is guarding.
The 13-5 run to end the half is providing maybe a little momentum. The deficit is 12 now. It had been 22. Giannis, you heard Greg Butler say we need to give him one shot. Giannis, count it! Fisher-Price hoop tonight.
Peter.
Nothing like a dunk when it's on the Fisher-Price hoop. It's on the Fisher-Price hoop.
She's dunking too.
The lead is single digits. Pitch with a short-handed Boston Celtics team. He's getting his first start. How about the three-pointer for Giannis? Not there.
Being out. Had to test it out.
Derek White driving. Rims out. AJ Green. Giannis spinning, moving, finessing.
Look easy, because there's nothing easy about that. Taking contact right there. Another guy coming over to contest you.
Sam House from the Bucks' perspective. Giannis has got the last 7 points. Will be somewhat similar to that. There's 6:13 left in the first. They'll be somewhat similar to that here in the third quarter. Gonzalez for 3, and it's such a short amount of minutes played this year.
It's kind of ironic to think about, you know, almost back me, you don't have Jaylen Brown. You think that the Celtics should be easier to guard. But the way that they play, you have to keep them in front of you because their offense is predicated in front, guard the ball with 2 if it's in a pick and roll. Really man up.
Derek White back to Vucevic. And the post up there. Well, they like the way that Cato has been playing at that center spot and coming off night against Philly. 17 rebounds in 27 minutes. He's not available here today, but then you got him as a starter and Vucevic coming off the bench and really boosted that position with some depth.
And just 2 completely different bigs, right?
Yeah.
There's different looks and makes you have to, you know, a big pickup for Boston.
Shireman with a runner. Three-pointer won't getting away here from the Bucks. After they had cut it to single digits, the Celtics on a 10-0 run. Stays in this rotation. Hauser at it raining threes. I mean, 40% of the Celtics scoring will come from
them. So tricky is they like to get an advantage and keep an advantage.
AJ has only shot it 3 times. No points here tonight. Yesterday against the Bulls came in the first half. Shireman goes off his flag. Here comes Giannis. Miles works it around. They find Giannis again in the lane. Boy, just battling for it. Gets his own miss somehow, some way. It's blocked by Gonzalez.
I mean, Boston is one of the best defensive rated teams. That kick ahead when Giannis was trailing in transition. You see Hauser come in and make a play on the ball.
Well, this is
Milwaukee's going to have to match this level.
Vooch has committed his 3rd personal. Cave kind of identifying talent as Gonzalez, one of those guys, pulls down yet another rebound. Baylor, you got to wonder, as the Butler head coach, as Brad Stevens was once, he's had to identify under-recruited players.
Exactly. I mean, everybody's going to jump at the shiny object. And, you know, the poised ones, the smart ones, see what could be. And then they surround everybody around with that same belief and notion that, you know, the shiniest object might always be the best.
Quarters. Jericho Sims makes his way over to the scorer's table. It's a little bit longer than what he went in the first quarter. Shireman with the miss. Vucevic keeps it. Shireman. And Giannis with another rebound. Make it 10. So he's got a double-double. 19 points, 10 rebounds. And Ryan Rollins.
You got to be able to cut into this lead. You hope that that kind of shot will get them going.
18 double-doubles for Giannis here in the season. Shireman, cross-court pass.
Talked about rest situation. Kuzma's played a lot of minutes in the back-to-back too.
Blocking foul.
An opportunity to rest the guy that's playing.
Played here. Giannis sitting this one out towards the final few minutes of the third quarter like he did the first quarter. Kevin Porter Jr. back to Bobby Portis. There's your three.
For Boston, but they're only going to get one shot. Milwaukee's going to come down and get this rebound.
Okay, I like it. Pritchard with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. You know he's going to take the shot. Pete Nance with the rebound. Does a great job. Ryan Rollins back to Pete Nance. You know, he wants to
pass, trusting the offense, trusting each other. And most importantly, keep Boston out of the paint so you're out of rotations.
Really, Pete Nance has not played outside of garbage time since that New Orleans game back on February 20th. 5 straight games, either with DNPs or some garbage time minutes, and he's getting some.
With that comment right there, with what you see with Pete Nance, is you see what Doc's mentality is. We need to win games, and we need to. If you're going to be contributing to winning, then you're going to have a shot. So that's what this is all about.
KPJ again, Pete Nance, almost same spot.
There's no hesitation, right into the pocket, big shot.
Give him some time when it means something. Pete Nance back-to-back threes for himself.
Rebound right there, and yes, there's not many more things that are more difficult than an NBA game. To be sitting for countless games and to be asked to, hey, this is crunch, this is big minutes, and make shots.
KPJ, 8 points. He's only taken 6 shots here tonight. Alley shakes and finds Pete Nance. Oh, he was trying, he knew right where the side.
Jaylen Brown, you don't have Jason Tatum.
Team to 3 run late. And Boston ended with another 6 out with Cam Thomas, Pete Nance, Jericho Sims, Bobby Portis, Ryan Rollins. Off-balance shot by restriction. He's got 21 minutes total here tonight. Gonzalez with the basketball gives it back to Derek White. No Queta for the Celtics. Bobby Portis turns and faces.
All season long, just continuing to put the work in and play, but you've got to match his energy. It's not like he's coming down and going 1-on-3, 1-on-4. He's just outplaying you, running and getting the ball off the glass. That's something that's completely controllable.
They knock it away from Derek White. Pritchard, a deep one.
And Boston just forces communication on the defensive side of the ball because they're always in motion. They're bringing 2 similar bodies together.
And Thomas between the legs.
Cause the most chaos for this defense with schematically wise.
Makes good on the first. Have you gotten your tickets yet, Wesley?
I have not.
You may. $88-69. 9 and some change left to play in this one. Pritchard pulls it back out. Gonzalez with his career high. 6 of 13 from the field. And Cam Thomas
Can throw this and go try to get it back and just see what kind of chaos that they will create because they are the ones that can at any point in time take a game over.
Works it off to Vucevic. Points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
He's a very tough cover in 2-man actions because of how intelligent he is. He reads the defense. He doesn't always pop. He doesn't always roll. He sees where and how he's being played.
Giannis at
guards.
Vucevic only has 3 inactives this year. One of them was here on February 3rd. He was supposed to play against Milwaukee. That's when the trade happened between the Bulls and the Celtics. He gets his return game here in Milwaukee tonight. Pritchard sneaks an opportunity, another offensive rebound, 16 of them. Seems a real treat. Sit in the booth with us for a little bit. Got the preview of, and then So all kinds of exciting things going on at 5, sir, during home games.
That's true.
Not just daddy broadcaster. All right, 93-69. Time is running out here for the Bucks. Giannis staying in this one.
The strong personality of the alpha. Jaylen Brown is undoubtedly the alpha in this organization right now, especially with Tatum out. And, you know, he's the type of guy that, like, you think that there's a gap here while I'm still playing. It's a borderline arrogance about them, like, hey, you can count us out if you want to.
That's even without Jaylen Brown playing tonight. He's sitting this one out. As Kayla is also out. Giannis spins. And his time, his reps, his minutes might be limited here when you look at the score, 96-69.
I would assume so, but, you know, these are quality reps, especially when you've been gone for 5 weeks. You're not going to get that same live touch.
He's right down a piece of that. We'll see how he's scoring. He's already recorded 1 block here tonight. Derek White tough to play in the 4th. That might be the last time we see him here tonight. That would be 26 minutes, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 1 block, a couple of assists. His 18th double-double of the season. And remember, in the 15 games, the latest 15 games that he's missed, the Bucks were 8-7. Rivers had talked about, his coaching staff said, if we can keep it at 500, we've got a chance to get back into the play-in spot, maybe even that 6th spot.
Came with that right approach. You know, the All-Star break came at the right time. They started to peak a little bit at the right time prior to the All-Star break. You know, assuming that there's not a huge comeback right now, you kind of let 2 get away, but chance to get live reps, and you know, you still are playing against the guys that are in front of you. And so you have that still going.
That's a great point. Something that we really have not talked about. I mean, Pritchard with another deep shot. Doc Rivers.
Well, Lisa Wesley.
Yeah, Stephen, that's a great point. The Celtics, to that defensive point, first in opponent's points per game, first in defensive efficiency, first in opponent field goal percentage.
They do all that
with the cleanup.
And they do all that well because when you're playing good offense, it is going to force the team to do a little bit more. They got to play catch up, probably play a little bit of hero ball. I mean, Boston is clicking on all cylinders right now.
Pressure. No Tatum all season, no Jaylen Brown, out with a non-COVID illness. Neemias Queta out for rest consideration. Got to keep playing the same guys.
Yeah,
That's
I was
all
going to
that's
say,
available here.
They can't even sub.
So they knocked off Philly last night and arrived in Milwaukee around 3 a.m. local time. Gary Harris.
That's the part that makes it a little bit more, you know, stings a little bit more if you're Milwaukee. You know Boston didn't get in till 2:30. So, if you're just playing the fresh legs, it should be a situation where you have the energy.
Yeah, it was a short drive up from Milwaukee last night from Chicago. This is a one-off road game for the Celtics. They'll be home then to the Hornets and the Mavs, and the Bucks will look ahead Wednesday. It's a really big matchup against Atlanta. Coming into tonight, the Bucks 4.5 games behind Atlanta in the standings. Trying to play to back threes.
And that's a good sign for Gary. But yes, to your point with the game against Atlanta being 4.5 games, you said 4.5 behind them.
Yeah, coming into tonight.
2 games with them, you got a real chance to make up some ground.
Pritchard. Area.
More misses than you would expect, but at the same time, knowing that he's got to get his legs back, get a little bit fresher, I expect his next game to look a lot better than this one. Not to say that this one was bad or anything, but it's pretty impressive.
Minutes on a minute restriction. And Doc Rivers had said Giannis wanted to play even last week. the sitting out is the hard.
He was the big catalyst for them from the start of the game. Just extra possessions, playing with the energy and the right demeanor, knowing off of a back-to-back.
Thanasis, pump fake, gives it up. Gary Harris work with the minutes he's been given.
That's what vets do. know the job at hand, ready to do it.
Gary Trent steps in the passing lane.
There's another one.
Takes the contact.
You can try to give something.
Look at this Boston Celtics team. Big back-to-back for them. It's one of the rivals in Philly, in Boston last night, and a short-handed team.